taken away by the Clocker front line. It's Ashley Forster getting it downfield, making plenty of progress. It's inside the 20, inside the circle, and unable to chase it down. It goes out of bounds off the Clockers. It'll be a 16-yard hit for Bellingham. Ball comes straight out. We have just under 11 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Nice stop, nice defensive stop by Hickey for the Clockers. That slows down the advance, but the ball does get down inside the 25, inside the 20. Kicked by Bellingham. She was dribbling it, and it was kicked by Ashland. Sorry. It's in the circle. It's an attempt at a shot. It's stuffed by the Ashland defense, and there is a advancing call against Bellingham, so it's a free hit for the Clockers at the 16. I didn't catch the number, but I assume that was Hickey who got the ball up to midfield. Picked up there by Aaron Hickey. Hickey gets it over to the far wing. And there's a drive from that corner by Maddie Reynolds, possibly. It's considered dangerous. It didn't get into the circle, and it's called a 16-yard hit for Bellingham. That was quite a drive by Bellingham from the 16. Fortunately, it was stopped by Hickey there at the 50, but Bellingham controls it and gets it into the circle. Save made by Larson, but there wasn't a need for that because the shot was taken from outside the circle. It would not have would not have been a goal. In a situation like that, if the goalie is sure that it was taken outside the circle, the best thing to do is to let it go in the goal, and it'll be Ashland. It would have been Ashland ball. But if you're not sure, make the save, kick it out. Of course, it's not in the DNA for any goaltender to let a ball to go in the goal. Okay, that ball is sent out over the far sideline. It'll be a side in for Bellingham. Ball is intercepted by Ashland, but it's considered dangerous by the official. So Bellingham has the free hit inside the 20. Dribbles it, taken away, a foul by Ashland. And where is it? Looks like it's outside the circle. Yeah, it is. I don't think she dribbled that 5 yards, but in any case, it went into the circle. It's back out. And the Clockers get it out. We have a breakaway possibly here, 2-on-1, and Bellingham is catching up. And they stop the ball at about the 30, but it goes back onto an Ashland stick. Alyssa Brown controls it. She gets it over to Tripp. Tripp dribbles into the circle. She takes a shot, and it's a goal! All right. I'm not sure if it went directly in off Tripp's stick or Haley Katz poked it in, but there's a goal for the Clockers with 7:42 to go here in the second quarter. Ashland is on the board. That is Maddie Reynolds that put the ball down. Usually you can go by that. Maybe Reynolds poked it in. Or maybe that was Reynolds that took the shot. So let's give it to Reynolds right now. Couldn't see the numbers over there. Single-digit numbers were difficult to read in that dark corner over there. In any case, Bellingham has the ball. It's stopped by the Ashland defense. It's ran a quit. Ball goes out of bounds. Side in for the Blackhawks. She never stopped that. It should have been called. Ball has to be stationary for a second before they can start dribbling it in, especially on the sideline. In any case, it's again intercepted by the Clockers. Nice passing by the front line of the Clockers. That's Aaron Hickey in the middle. And I think that's Ellen Child on the far wing. Tripp is over there. Alyssa Brown is over there, rather. Tripp is in the middle. Hard drive by the Clockers. It is intercepted before it goes into the circle by the Blackhawks. But again, the Clocker offense, front line, is doing an excellent job of keeping the ball inside at least midfield and oftentimes inside the 30 or 25. This time the Bellingham does get the ball over midfield and down inside the 20. We have a foul against the Clockers outside the circle at about the 17-yard line. So she's going to have to dribble that 5 yards, which she does before it goes into the circle. Is intercepted. I think that was number 3 for the Clockers, Peyton Tripp. Tripp gets it upfield. Intercepted and picked up by Bellingham again. The wing on this side is Cormier. Hits an Ashland foot. He's going to call that. He finally does. He was waiting. It's a hold whistle, waiting to see if Bellingham controlled it. In any case, it's a free hit for Bellingham. And I don't think she did 5 yards on that. Yep, he called it. She didn't dribble that 5 yards or pass it to a teammate before it went into the circle. So it'll be a Clocker ball, free hit on this near side at the 16.
If you're not holding Ellie, put Ellie in the bag.
The defense has to be 5 yards away when she takes that hit, but oftentimes girls will move the ball just a fraction of an inch or less, and that before they hit it, and that allows the defense to come in and oppose that free hit, which is oh, that was a shot that was saved by somebody other than the goaltender. Oh, I think he's calling a stroke. He stopped the clock. The official has stopped the clock on that side. Mike Brissett. The shot was stopped by somebody, apparently by a defensive player. If a sure goal is stopped by a defensive player, not the goaltender, and the official considers that it would have gone in, if not by this stop, an illegal stop. If she stops it with a stick, it's okay, but if she stops it with any part of her body, it isn't. So we have a stroke called, and the stroke is being taken by Ashley Forster. There is one goal at the goal, or one official at the goal, and the other official will tell each player, or ask each player, if they're ready. He'll ask the goaltender first, then the shooter, then he'll blow the whistle, and Forster will have one chance to put it in net. And she does! 2-0. 4:47 to go in the second, and the Clockers have their second goal of the game. And again, as I said, the official felt that original shot that was stopped illegally by the Bellingham defense would have been a goal if it had not been stopped by her with some part of her body. She can stop it with a stick. Stroke was awarded, and Forster put it in. So we now have a restart here by Bellingham at midfield with the Clockers ahead 2-0. Control there, intercepted. That was Nico Osteris, who stopped the advance by Bellingham. We have a foot in there against the Clockers, so Bellingham will have a free hit at about the 25 coming out. Ball is picked up on the near side by Abby Cormier. Cormier loses the ball. It comes back in, fought over by 3 different players, one for Ashland, 2 for Bellingham.
Yeah, I brought 2 packs of gold.
We have a back and forth going on. Cormier is Molly Cormier was doing a good job of keeping that ball contained. But Ashland finally got it out and then loses possession. Bellingham gets it over the 40-yard line, but again it's picked up by Quitt. Quitt tries to pass it to a teammate. It's intercepted by Bellingham. Progress is being made by Bellingham. It's in the circle briefly, sent out by Child. She's able to get that ball up to midfield, but again it's taken away by Bellingham. Those single digits for Bellingham are hard to read. That's Abby Cormier, number 6 on the near side, the wing on this side, who tried to get it in, find a teammate inside the circle. That's Ellie Hickey taking the free hit at the 20 for the Clockers, unable to get it over midfield. Again, it's Cormier. It's Abby Cormier, not Molly. Abby's a senior, Molly's a sophomore. I assume they're sisters. Okay, there's a violation in the circle, and Bellingham has their first corner of the game. In the defensive net, along with Carly Larson, are the 3 halfbacks are sweeping for the Clockers. Hickey, Child, I can't catch the other numbers. They're Quit, I'm sure. 4th one I can't pick up. Anyhow, the ball is injected. It's outside the circle. Back in, shots taken, and it looked like it was deflected. It looked like it was deflected off of an Ashland stick. It's not considered dangerous because it was off a defensive stick and went high into the net. Larson had no opportunity to make that save. It was a very hard shot that would have been on net, but as I said, deflected off the Ashland stick, so that is a good goal. It's not considered dangerous. So we have a 2-1 score, 2:01 left to go in the half here at Ashland, at the Cunis Field Complex at Ashland High School. That's exactly how the corner is supposed to work. The injector passes it to a teammate at the top of the circle or any place outside the circle. She takes it back in, drives a shot on goal, and hopes it goes in or gets deflected. And in this case, it got deflected. 2-1. Bellingham is again marching down into their offensive end. Again, Cormier on this side. Looks like it's off of an Ashland player. So official on this side, which is Art Krikorian, is calling a 25-yard hit for Bellingham. So it goes out to the 25, and the girl who's bringing it out, that's Cormier, that's senior Cormier, sophomore Cormier, Molly. She dribbles the necessary 5 yards, tries to pass it into the circle, but it's stopped by the Clocker defense. Oh, wild stick there. That's a dangerous stick. So that's called against Bellingham. Ashland has the free hit. Pick it right up. Wasn't a hit. She self-started. That was Peyton Tripp on this side. Tripp has the side in. Again. Don't know why that wasn't called, but this time Bellingham has the free hit. Nice control here. Excellent control. Fought for hard. Oh, it's intercepted. Ellie Hickey does an excellent job of controlling that ball and trying to find the open teammate. Hickey again has that free hit at the 40. Passes it to Tripp on this side. Tripp controls, dodges around 2 Bellingham players. He's inside the 25. She passes to a teammate there, number 16 for the Clockers, which is Erin Hickey. And that is the end of the quarter and the half here at Cunis Field in the game between the visiting Bellingham Blackhawks and your Ashland Clockers. The score at halftime is Ashland 2 and Bellingham 1. We'll take a break now for 5 minutes between first and second half, and we'll be back shortly with you. Especially when they put it in, too. So we got no one.
Although I don't charge that much more a part of the jar.
So go back across the street.
$1 for the phone and $1 for the
Okay, I'll put it back. And then we'll pop out.
God.
I'll have
The numbers are definitely worth it.
It just gives a whole bunch.
I don't know what happened. We were here a couple of weeks ago, clock counting down up there? Outside? Do they put a, yeah, maybe if we can. Oh, is your clock counting down? Yeah, usually when, usually at halftime I get a shot of clock. Okay. So people know when we're coming back. Yeah, I just want to see this. We have no way to really test this other than being here.
Everybody hear that?
Right.
We recorded you.
Cameras come right up.
Yeah.
All right, save this session now. So you save camera two. That's right.
Yeah.
So next time I want to see that. Okay. And then the commercial rules are still there. The trouble rules comes out. So everything else is in our session. Looking good.
Right, it's just coming back to USB.
It's just the internet. Sits on there.
Hey Nick, if you're hungry or if anyone's hungry, there's a woman dropped by. Homemade pumpkin bread today. It's chocolate chip version and pumpkin version. If you're allergic to anything, too bad, because I don't know what's in it. Coach, if you want some too.
What's that?
A woman dropped by, she brought us some pumpkin bread as we gave her some microphones. So she homemade.
Looks like they got chocolate chips in it.
Yeah, one's chocolate chip, one's regular pumpkin.
Oh,
There's a synagogue in town, they use high school's auditorium to do this service.
what one was it?
We're happy that we gave some
What was it? Where'd you get breakfast down?
It is in.
That sounded like, can you bring some soup?
Me and Audrey are reading
Yeah.
club. So, exciting.
I got thumbs sound okay?
Huh?
Headphones sound okay? Sounds great. Good. And you can always get more or less volume.
Better than reading state books.
It's not too long. No, I think it's too long.
Yeah.
And you know what? I could take these out.
Oh, okay. The variants?
I could take
Put a
those
bottle
out.
over there.
Those Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Good thing they didn't feed
Probably
that.
enhanced because of these, you know.
Sounds good, huh?
That's what I'm paying
Ability to turn down.
No, I can do it on the phone.
Are you doing the phone?
No.
Good.
No. He's like, I don't know.
Noisy place. I'm talking to you and watching you.
So my dad says he has them too. He says in big crowds. It just amplifies everything.
Yeah, that's why I went to first.
Oh, the boys like Jim Kilkey. Yeah, that's really good. Lined up and more geared towards boys. Like, yeah, silly and very real.
What are you trying to say? I'm sitting down toilet going to the cul-de-sac, down toilet with Jerry and I'm like,
Then you remember, right?
So funny.
No.
Over the screen.
Say yes, please.
Technically, the little
Scared and I'm not over the thank you. You're welcome.
probably dry.
Yeah, they want to put some on it.
That means I'm losing.
Oh, right, it feels good.
Like your coat? What about your hat? Hat?
Whenever you're ready, my friend.
You don't have to know. You don't have
Get your name ready. Okay.
Okay, we're back. We're back for the second half here at Kunitz Field between the Ashland Clockers and the Bellingham Blackhawks. And the second half starts, third period, with Bellingham having the pass back.
her, Brandon,
oh, Abby?
Ella, my niece.
This is Bob Terosian,
21.
Coach T. The score is 2-1, hasn't changed. We switched ends. Bellingham is now shooting to our left. Clockers are going to our right. There's a free hit called for the Clockers. The ball is driven out. I didn't catch a number on that, but I will eventually and find out who's playing on that halfback, that left side halfback for the Clockers. The momentum seemed to change in Bellingham's favor just before they scored that goal. So we're hoping, I'm sure the Clockers are able to forestall that offensive foray by Bellingham, that domination that they've had. Okay, we have a 16-yard hit called against Bellingham. Ashland ball went out of bounds off of Bellingham. Free hit's taken. It's considered dangerous. On that far side, Bellingham it never stopped. Bellingham has the free hit where it'll be at the 16 where the original hit was taken by Ashland. Anyhow, it's passed to a teammate for Bellingham. It does make its way into the circle, and a corner is called. That's corner number 2 for Bellingham. So I think Ashland has 3. Bellingham now has their second corner call. If you recall, in the first half, Bellingham scored their first goal off that corner. Shot taken by the Bellingham receiver on the injection and deflecting off an Ashland stick high into the goal. Okay, the ball is injected. It's outside the circle, and it's back in. Pass back. Shots taken. Weak shot. Stopped by the Ashland defense. Picked up again by Bellingham. Driven into the net. A little bit high, but knocked down by Bellingham. It wasn't a drive, so it wasn't considered dangerous. And it's coming in. There's a foul on that far corner in the dark almost. I think there was Aaron Hickey involved on that. Anyhow, Bellingham has the free hit. It's dribbled 5 yards and driven into the circle, but it's out of bounds off of Bellingham this time. So again, it'll be a 16-yard hit coming out for Ashland. And that's Raina Quit taking the free hit, drives it far down field, but it's not picked up by anybody with a white shirt, and so it's a side in for Bellingham. Again, the Bellingham player had that little move before she drove the ball, and that's considered, that she's taken the hit. And right away, the Ashland defender moved in and stopped the progress of that ball, which is a smart and very important move in stopping that action going down into the offensive end for Bellingham. Okay, there is a violation in the circle. I think there was probably a hit of an Ashland foot. So another corner is called for Bellingham. So again, Bellingham is on a roll here with the corners and having scored the goal on their first corner. So this is 3 now. Each team has 3 corners. Bellingham will inject the ball on the far side this time. Looks like Cormier over there. Cormier passes the ball to the top of the circle. No goal. Shots taken. Stopped by the defense. Bellingham again has the ball inside the 25. Wasn't a free hit, but she drove it into the circle, which is legal. It's only on the free hit that they can't drive it directly into the circle. But it's off of Bellingham. It's a 16-yard hit. Ashland is on their heels here. Can use a little bit of movement. Oh, we have a chance here. We have a chance on the far midfield. That was Maddie Reynolds driving the ball down deep into Bellingham territory. It's picked up on the far side by one of the Ashland wings. Looks like a number 10 down to Haley Katz. But there is a violation on Bellingham, and the Clockers have a free hit at about the 25. It might be one of those where she has to dribble at 5 and before she gets it in. She does a good job of getting it in, though. It's in the circle, driven out, and hits an Ashland foot. So it's called against the Clockers. Bellingham will have the ball right there at about the 15-yard line. Something stopped. I guess the official wants it at the correct spot of the foul. No, we're going back the other way. I don't know what it was. Don't know exactly what the call was, but he's called it for the Clockers at the 20. And I don't think that was dribbled 5 yards. He's calling it out. He's calling it a 16-yard hit. She appeared to dribble that maybe 1 or 2 yards and then drive it into the circle. Nobody touched it. Anyhow, it's Bellingham 16-yard hit again. This time there's no problem with it. It bounces, gets all the way down into the to the 30. It hits a Bellingham foot. That should be called. Yep, it is. She should move that back 5 yards. Yep, he's making her do it. Back to the 30 where the foul was. Okay, that's Hannah Roberts. Roberts takes it. Tries to get it over to Alyssa Brown. It goes out of bounds off a Bellingham stick. Brown takes the side in. Drives it downfield. It's intercepted. Ashley Forster. Forster gets it in to a teammate. And there's a save. Maddie Reynolds gets it. There's a shot on goal saved by the Bellingham goaltender, which is Mallory Berkeley. And it's out of bounds. 16-yard hit for the Blackhawks. Again, Ashland has some nice passing on that far side. Hard to see their numbers as they're not turned towards us. And a shot on goal saved by the goaltender. Another shot. Stopped by somebody in there. I don't know if it's a goalie or not. And I don't see what the call was. It's a corner. It's a corner. Okay, so that's corner number 4 for the Clockers. Signal was kind of brief, so I didn't catch it. In any case, we have the injector down there, who is Haley Katz. And on whistle, she will pass it out, top of the circle. It's received by Tripp. Tripp passes it to the wing. It's intercepted. Picked up again, brought into the circle. Shot on goal, saved by the goaltender, Berkeley. Again, it's controlled by Ashland. She gets it inside the 20, inside the 15. It didn't make it into the circle. And he's calling a foul obstruction against the Clockers. It's like a pick in basketball, except in basketball it's legal. In field hockey it's not. He prevented the Bellingham player from accessing the ball with her body. It's out of bounds. So Brown will take the side in. It's inside the 40. She's putting it right on the 40. Okay. She passes it to midfield. Open man over there. And it does hit a Bellingham player, but it was high. She controls it. Bellingham gets it back in. Looks like the Clockers had a little bit of offensive control there that they'd like to continue. There's 5:45 to go. Quarter has flown by. It's dribbled out of bounds by the Bellingham player, the Cormier, the sophomore Cormier, Molly, on the far side. But I guess it must have been knocked out by Ashland first. She takes the side in, drives it down deep into the offensive end for Bellingham. It's passed into the circle, but apparently I'm guessing it went out of bounds. So it'll be a 16-yard hit for the Clockers. Way over, almost to the sideline. Raina quit taking that, as she has taken many of the free hits deep down in the defensive end for the Clockers tonight, and usually does during the regular season, most of the season. Okay, we have a nice pass onto the wing on this side. A nice drive up by Forster. Forster gets it to Hickey. Hickey controls it to the middle, and that was Tripp who tried to get it back to Hickey. It's intercepted by Bellingham. And that's Ashley Kamen for Bellingham. Kamen's got an Ashland connection. Ashley Kamen's mom. We have a corner called against Bellingham now. I'm sorry, a corner called for Bellingham. I think that's their 5th now. I think they've got more corners than the Clockers do. I'm not sure. going on memory here. In any case, the ball is injected, it's passed out, and it's back in the circle. Shot's taken, has an Ashland player on the. It hits her on the leg, but that was not a sure goal. It hadn't reached the goalie yet, so it's just a corner. It's not a stroke, as opposed to the situation we had in the first half. Getting back to Ashley, her mom played here in Bellingham. I had the pleasure of coaching her, Sherry Piasek. Shots taken by Bellingham off the injection. That's the 6th corner they've had, and now the 7th one is called. The difference here is that the Clocker defense is holding strong on these corners, and the only goal that was allowed on the corner, that first one was off a defensive stick. It was a very hard shot, excellent shot by Bellingham. Pass is outside the circle, back inside, goes to the wing. Shots take a weak shot, stopped by the Ashland defense, and then it's passed out to the sideline by Allie Hickey. By the way, you may have seen during the corners that the four Ashland defensive players will put face masks on. That is allowed on the corners, and actually it's allowed all over the field. But the girls prefer to not wear them during the field. It probably restricts some of their vision somewhat, but it does offer a measure of safety on those corners when the possibility of a very hard shot being taken off that hit, off that injection. There's a push called against Bellingham. The free hit is taken by Peyton Tripp, intercepted by Bellingham. So once the corner's over, when they get a chance, they'll whip that thing off and toss it off to the behind the end line near the goal. Wow, we have an injury to Bellingham, but Alyssa Brown is dribbling the ball down. No whistle on that. Ball is inside the circle. Yep. What happened was that Brown was dribbling, and she tried to advance it, and it hit the Bellingham player somewhere where it hurts. It must have been above the shin pad, which goes just below the knee. So if it caught her just above the shin pad, it's legal. It's not an illegal drive, but it hurts. And she went down. The whistle didn't blow. Either the official didn't see it, or he felt that it was a disadvantage to Ashland to blow the whistle at that point, not being sure how badly she was hurt. In any case, the whistle did finally blow. I don't know how they're going to restart play here now when there's no possession indicated on an injury. Play resumes with a bully, and no, he's calling it for Bellingham. Apparently, there was a foul down at the 15-yard line, so we're not going to restart with a bully. The clock is stopped with 1:43 to go in the third quarter. Bellingham has the free hit. There was possession, or there was a foul called before the whistle blew to stop the clock on the injury. So Bellingham had the free hit, passes it up, is moving the ball up to the 50. It's slowed down by Ashland. Alyssa Brown there. Makes its way over to midfield, but again moves in the wrong direction for the Clockers. Hickey tries to slow it down a bit. Again, it's intercepted on this wing by Brown. Foul called against the Clockers. And there's an aerial. Okay, that's another fairly new skill that's been opened up and allowed in field hockey. The intent of that aerial is to get it to a teammate downfield and get over, a bunch of players. As long as it's executed properly, as that one was, it's not dangerous. And she had a teammate downfield who was attempting to receive that aerial pass. Now that player for Bellingham was not 5 yards away when she took the hit. In any case, it stays in the offensive end for Bellingham. Again, taken out by the Ashland defense. Oh, wow. There's a body there on Quit, I think. There's a shot on goal that was apparently legal. And there's another corner call. Number 7, number 8 for Bellingham. And there's the horn. Okay, the corner was called before the horn went off. So the quarter is done. The clock is at 0, but they will play this corner out because it was because Bellingham didn't get a chance to take the corner. The pass is out the circle inside, and I'll tell you when it ends when it does, and it's over now. Okay, what they do is that the corner is played out despite the fact that the period is over. It will be over. The corner itself will be over when the offensive team scores a goal, or if the defensive team drives it out or gets it to outside the circle and outside the dotted 5-yard line that is around the circle. So the broken or dotted line, which is at 5 yards past the circle, is the spot where the defense is considered to have controlled the ball and the corner is over, the period ends, and we move on to the fourth quarter in this case. So there's 1:20 left to go here in the intermission period between quarters 3 and 4. The score stands at 2-1 in favor of Ashland. This last quarter was fairly even. It started off in Bellingham's favor. The clock is dominated for a while, and then towards the last 2 or 3 minutes, Bellingham came back and had several corners, 3 or 4 corners in a row, and came close to scoring a goal. It did not come close to scoring a goal, I'm sorry. The difference in this game, of course, was that penalty corner that was called against Bellingham. I think it was actually Forster that put the ball in off the penalty corner. It was called because of a shot on goal was stopped by a field player, not the goaltender, with her body, and the official considered that it was a sure goal that was prevented because of the foul. So the penalty stroke was called. One shot, Forster put it in, and that's the difference in our game right now. 2-1 in favor of the Clockers. That's the horn to end the 2-minute timeout, as you want to call it, if you want. The side in for the Clockers on the far side. Looks like we lost a little audio there for a second. Sorry about that. Okay, again, it's controlled by Bellingham on the far side. The ball goes out of bounds, apparently off of Ashland. It'll be a side in for the Blackhawks. And what do we have here? We have a call. It's Ashland ball. It's a free hit at the 16. I don't feel like I'm being heard here, but anyhow, Ashland has the free hit. It's driven into the offensive end for the Clockers, but Bellingham again has the free hit back. And that one is driven way down. Looks like Kamen over there. Yep, it is. Kamen tries to get the ball into the circle, but it's considered dangerous. With using the edge stick, the ball has to stay flat on the ground if it's lifted up at all. Another aerial by the Clockers, but it's called against. I don't know why that was. There was no clear target down there, but that wouldn't be the reason. But it is being called there. Yeah, okay. So again, Bellingham has the ball deep in their offensive end, trying to get that tying goal in the circle. Not controlled and called out. Ashland takes the free hit at the 16. Control there by Forster. Forster has the free hit. Tries to pick up Tripp in the middle. Tripp finally does get a hold of it. Somebody's stick goes flying with a Bellingham stick. And the foul is called against Bellingham. The official wants the ball back to the 35-yard line. A free hit there. I think Tripp is taking it. Or is it 9? No, it's 9. Forster. Forster mishits it directly into a Bellingham player. Bellingham controls it. Passes it to a teammate. That's Higgins. Higgins gets it over to midfield. Intercepted there by the Ashland defense. They slow it down. Control there by Kamen. Call goes against the Clockers. Kamen moves down. Free hit's taken. It's into the circle, and it's off probably a defensive stick. Yeah, it's a 25-yard hit. She attempted to take a shot on goal, and you could tell that it hit a defender's stick. So it went out of bounds. It's a 25-yard for Bellingham. Again, 5-yard rule applies. 5-yard control or dribble before it goes into the circle. It's slowed down there by the Clockers. And I think that's Tripp. What happened? It must have hit her foot. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, no, he wanted the hit taken back where the foul was. Oh my God, I've never seen that. It was it was an attempt at an aerial that the Bellingham player hung on to too long, and it went back over her head and controlled by Ashland. It's almost into the circle there. It's not dangerous. There was nobody there. Ashland picked it up. That's a first for me. Clockers have a free hit at around the 30. They control it. Quit. Over to the side. Bellingham picks it up. Clockers are on their heels again. They're holding on to that 2-1 lead. But they're being pressed here by Bellingham. Bellingham is making a concerted effort to try to tie this game up. And knocking on the door constantly. And the Ashland defense is holding up strong. Again, it's control over there on the far side. I think it might be Brown. Brown sends it upfield. It goes out of bounds. Side in for Bellingham. Bellingham controls it again. It's hanging around the 20-yard line, 25-yard line rather. It's in the circle now. Oh, what a nice reverse stick shot on goal. And it's a corner call. That was Kamen using the reverse stick and executed raised shot on goal, which is legal. It's not dangerous. She's trying to do it. Foul was called against the Clockers. I think we're down up around 9 or 10 corners now called for Bellingham. Hopefully the Clocker defense can hold strong. The ball's outside the circle, back in, it's shot, and it's stopped there by the Ashland defense. Tripp sends it, yep, it's quit. She sends it out, and it's up along the near sideline. Control there by Brown. Brown takes it upfield, passes it towards the center of the field. It's controlled there by Peyton Tripp. Back to Brown, in the circle. Stopped by the goaltender. I don't know if that was shot inside or outside the circle, but she stopped it anyhow. Shot's taken by the Clockers on the near side. It misses the net, goes out of bounds. It'll be a 16-yard hit for Bellingham. That was Peyton Tripp taking the shot. But that used up some clock. We're down to 7:50 to go here in the game. 2-1 Ashland. Bellingham again. Downfield quickly. Ashland defense recovering. Shot on goal, and there you go. She lets it in. Larson knew that shot was taken outside the circle, and it would not be a goal, so she let it go in, and it's Ashland ball at the 16. Smart move by Larson, Carly Larson. Free hit taken by the Clockers. It's high but not dangerous. Bellingham controls. It's back in the circle. No shot yet. Shot. Stuffed. Shot. Save. Ball is bouncing around, and there's a violation on Bellingham, so the Clockers will have a 16-yard hit. There's another save in there by Larson. Larson's doing the job. But the defense is doing an excellent job of making those forays into the circle by Bellingham quickly ending. And now Ashland is on the offense. That's Brown taking a shot. It bounces. It was outside the circle. It did miss the goal, so it'll be a 16-yard hit. Oh, that was Forster, I'm sorry, number 9. So it'll be a 16-yard hit for Bellingham. And the clock, I think somebody called the timeout. Yeah, somebody called the timeout. I'm guessing it was Bellingham, but I'm not sure. Each team has one timeout per game. So whoever called that timeout, that's their first and last one. We have 6:15 to go in the game. Ashland clinging to a one-goal lead, 2-1. The clock is not showing the time of the timeout, but they're 2 minutes, just like the between periods are. Yeah, I'm guessing we're about to end this timeout. No, looks like official on the far side, Mike Brissett, has blown his whistle. Bellingham is breaking. Ashland is still in their huddle, but they're breaking now too, so we're about to start play. I'll be able to tell you who called the timeout when I see who has a free hit, because you can't call a timeout unless it's your ball. Bellingham called the timeout. The free hit was taken at the 16, and Kamen is down there with the ball, controlling it on this wing, on this left wing. Passes it to midfield to a teammate out there. Number 22 for Bellingham, Alicia Forget, I'm sorry. Again, Bellingham is on the offense. Ashland defense is holding strong. Free hit is taken by the Clockers and controlled by the Clockers. I think that's Peyton Tripp. Ball is inside the circle. Let's get a shot. Looking for a shot. Trying hard to. And it's coming out. A little bit of a rise on that free hit that Bellingham took, but it wasn't called. It was sort of humpbacked. It wasn't taking off and going up. But it is controlled by the Clockers again, deep down on that left side wing. Shot on goal. It deflects off the goaltender and out of bounds. That should be a 25-yard hit. Yes, it is. It's a 25-yard hit for the Clockers. Ball went off the goalie. She made some kind of a stop. I don't know if it was a save or hit her pads. Whether it was on goal or not, I couldn't tell. Anyhow, we have Ellie Hickey taking that 25-yard hit for the Clockers. She does control it for officials pointing. Oh, the goaltender made a save, and it went behind her, and she dove on it. That would be another penalty corner if she had lain on it and not allowed the offense to get the ball, but she didn't. Again, the Clockers are controlling. This is good. A good defense is a good offense. A good offense, rather, is a good defense. We're down to 3:30 to go. Long free hit by Bellingham. It's way down. The Clockers are on it. They need to control it and get it out. Unfortunately, they're unable to. Again, it stays in. But the foul is called against Bellingham. It'll be a free hit for Ashland. It would behoove now for these girls not to rush. The clock is your friend. You've got a 2-1 lead. You want to take your time. It is controlled. And attempt to save it from going out of bounds on that far side by Peyton Tripp. She's unsuccessful. It's a side in for Bellingham. It is intercepted by the Clockers at the 40, but again, Bellingham controls it. And they have a 2-on-2 here. It's in the circle. And that was Kamen on the shot, but it hit somebody's foot. It hit somebody's foot for Bellingham, so it'll be a Clocker free hit. 2:20 to go. Bellingham is really making it difficult for the Clockers to seal away this win. They are really mounting these offensive drives and getting shots on goal and getting it into the circle. Again, the Clockers are inside the Bellingham circle, and there's a shot on goal and saved by the goaltender Berkeley. She kicks it out of bounds on the near sideline, so it'll be a side in. Side in for the Clockers. Forster takes it, passes it out to around the 20. Brown picks it up there, unable to control it, but he is pointing towards the Clockers. There was a violation there by Bellingham. We're down to 1:30 to go here. It's a free hit for the Clockers at the 20. Hickey taking it. She passes it to the side. Brown is there. Brown tries to get it over to the other wing, but it's intercepted by Bellingham, and they have a breakaway going on. It's slowed down. There were two defensive players back for the Clockers. We're down to a minute. We have 1 minute to go here. 2-1 lead by the Clockers. Bellingham is driving. pressing the Clockers, trying to tie this game up. Pass is sent by Bellingham, close to getting into the circle. It's prevented by the Ashland defense. Fought for on the far side, far corner by the Clockers. I can't get a number on that defensive play, but she's doing an excellent job of keeping it away from the Bellingham offense. We're down to 30 seconds. It's a side in. Bellingham gets it in. It's in the circle, I believe, but foul is called against Bellingham. It's a free hit. Don't rush it. Take your time. 17 seconds. And she drives it out of bounds, which isn't bad. It has to be retrieved. The clock is running. Bellingham takes the side in. Attempts to get it into the circle. It's outside over the end line. It's a 16-yard hit for the Clockers, and the Clockers counting down 2 seconds, 1 second, and that's the horn. The Clockers have taken the game 2-1 over the Bellingham Blackhawks. It's an outstanding defensive effort by the Clockers, taking advantage of 2 mistakes to put 2 goals in the first half for the Clockers, including that penalty stroke. And they walk away with the win here from against Bellingham here at Cunis Field. So this is Bob Tarosian signing off. Hope you enjoyed the game. And we hope the Clockers can finish in the top 32 in the power standings and make it to the postseason this year. They have a good team. Good luck to Coach Foley and all the and Coach Mispelli and Blasey and all the players. Night now.